Hello folks and welcome back to the FPL Tips YouTube channel for yet another video. This will be the Game Week 6 review video where I'll be taking you through how each of these teams fared in Game Week 6 from a statistical point of view. It was a game week where we had a lot of high scoring players, a lot of popular assets getting hauls, and congrats to you if you got it right this game week, and we'll see how the game week fared, and yeah, let's directly dive into it. The first fixture was three fixtures at the same time on Saturday. Luton played Wolverhampton, City played Nottingham Forest, and Crystal Palace were Fulham. The game in focus is City and Nottingham Forest. City started like guns blazing. They scored two early goals, right? And yeah, they started like it looked at a point. It looked like it'll be like 5-0, 6-0. Foden scored a goal. Haaland scored a goal. They were looking at it, and yeah, they were creating a lot of chances in the first half, but they ended up only with 1.34 xG, probably their lowest this season. And yeah, basically Rodri got sent off, and then Nottingham grew into the game. But City still rock solid in defense. They are surely, if you get their defenders nailed, and there will be fixture runs where there'll be like really valuable assets, and they kept a very valuable clean sheet, got the 3 points. Crystal Palace Fulham to touch upon. Basically, very cagey game. Neither team creating a huge XG, and Fulham have back-to-back clean sheets now after talking about so much about their uh, bad defense. They have back-to-back clean sheets against and haven't considered huge XG. Of course, it is Luton and Crystal Palace, but yeah, and the touching up upon Luton game, Luton had a penalty, so their XG is little skewed, but still 1.4, 1.5 plus XG is pretty decent. And Morris did score the penalty, and he is on penalties, and looks like a decent shout for the double game week. We'll discuss further on Morris in a later video, but just to point out that Morris did score a penalty and looks like a decent shout for the double game week. And yeah, basically, and Wolverhampton didn't have too many chances in this match, and Luton did play quite well in this match, and they did get a deserved point in the face off. And yeah, Saturday finished with Brentford against Everton. We did expect Brentford to win this game, but it went the other way around. Everton are quite an attacking team. They have been creating a lot of chances this season. They are open at the back, and they are also quite attacking so far. Dominic Calvert-Lewin got a goal finally, and yeah, this the popular assets. Mbumo Blank got a yellow card. Didn't look great, but yeah, I mean, just an off week for Brentford, who are generally a very good team and do win these sort of games. Everton did play really well, and they did get a deserved win. Tarkowski actually got a goal and an assist. Yeah, and that's how they ended, and they're creating quite a few chances, and they are not particularly the defense you would be very confident for any of these mid-table teams who are facing against Everton, who could easily concede. So that's where I am with Everton. And Brentford probably a one-off. They still created 1.67 xg. They were underperforming, but yeah, going ahead, I think Mbumo is a hold for Nottingham Forest away, and yeah, there's like no need to knee jerk over there. And so Saturday late night, we had another kickoff where Burnley played Manchester United, a game where Burnley were actually good. Burnley were dominating possession for quite a few time, and then United actually against the run of play scored a goal, brilliant goal from Bruno Fernandes. And credits to those of you who held on to your Bruno as your United asset, and he did look quite good this match and finally got the return, which he was always looking to give. And but Man United overall weren't that creative. Rashford was quite quiet, and they ended up creating only 0.84 xg, and that's not very promising against an away game against Burnley, who are pretty open and leaky side. But going forward, there are two home fixtures coming up for now, Manchester United. So unless you, I feel like Bruno is a serious hold, and Rashford will come back with the returns as well. So for now, United do look like holds, and yeah, but that's about it. Burnley have a double game week coming, and they do have decent options which you could go for a punt if especially if you're wildcarding after that. But that's with that game. Chelsea versus Aston Villa. Chelsea don't look good right now. Chelsea Jackson yellow card again. 5 yellow cards in 6 games. 5 1-pointer. I don't know what to say about that. But yeah, it really doesn't look good at Chelsea at the moment. And Aston Villa did pick their chances. It was a defensive error from Thiago Silva, which is very unlike him. And basically that's what Arsenal are a good team and they will take their chances. Watkins finally got his first goal of the season, and their fixtures are now turning. And Arsenal is a team to target who are starting to also look good in defense. They did concede 1.2 xg, but I think when the fixtures turn, they have better fixtures from a defensive point of view. Brighton played Bournemouth. Bournemouth do look like they will score in games, but yeah, Brighton were the better side overall, and Brighton still don't keep a clean sheet. But yeah, I think Mitoma came on and changed the game, scored a brace. Estupinan got an assist. They look good. Things look good at Brighton. 5 wins in 6 games. Really good team. And just getting the starters. Even initially, Mitoma was benched this match, but I think it's like if it is good to see him score a brace, and they know that they need Mitoma for more games than not. So this is just a one-off where he's not starting. And just coming to the North London derby, which was a very feisty derby, really good derby, and both teams were up for it. Both teams wanted to get the win, and we got to see some really good football over here. Both teams had great midfield, and Arsenal towards the end were a bit shaky because Rice went out injured, Vieira went out injured. Even Saka actually has limped off in this game, and we will be waiting to see what it is up with Saka, and he could be injured. But anyways, don't hold your moves. Wait for the news. Even Madison in the press conference pointed to a small knee injury he got, and that's why he didn't want to carry on. And it's a derby where you'll need to give your 100%, and if you can't, you shouldn't be playing. That's along the lines what Madison said towards the end. But I think. Yeah, wait and watch. Son got a brace again. Son looks really good at that number 9 position. He's a game breaker at that position, and also at a very appealing 9.2 price bracket. And soon will be in a lot of drafts when their fixtures turn from game week 8. And people could also advance him. And Liverpool at home is not too bad a fixture, and bring him early if probably Saka is injured. That's something I have in mind. Okay, moving on to the Liverpool game, Liverpool comfortable 3-1 victory, 4.14 xg created. One was through the penalty, but Liverpool look great going forward. They have the midfield which can break the defense, play the passes through. Nunez looks great. Nunez started 2 of the last 3 games, and the one game he didn't start was because he had been traveling, just came 48 hours before the game. But I think going forward, Klopp also mentioned that Nunez has improved in his defensive work, and he looks impressed with Nunez, and Nunez probably will start more games than not. And in a season where forward options are limited, I think Nunez does look like someone who you could dive in from game week 9, game week 10 when Liverpool's fixtures look great, and it could pay off at that point. And they created a lot of XU. Small touching point of West Ham. Bowen looks great. Bowen also, their fixtures also turn, and they have Sheffield United at home, good fixture, and after that also they have great fixtures. Bowen looks great. He looks like the best option from West Ham. Ward-Prowse is not the game for him, but Ward-Prowse is also a decent shout later on. But Bowen looks the best option from West Ham. And finally, touching up upon Sheffield United, Newcastle. Newcastle just battered Sheffield United left, right, and center. 8 different goal scorer. Trippier triple assist, Burn goal, Portman goal. And yeah, this was just a game where Sheffield United were like, so far Sheffield United have been conceding like 2 goals a game, but this game they just completely were imploded. And Newcastle on the other hand exploded. Gordon looked great, and Wilson also looked great in the pitch. So when Newcastle do go like this, they are ruthless. They really looked up for it in this game. So that's with yeah, let's touch upon some stats. Coming to forwards, Wilson topped the XGI, and it was a game where Newcastle were creating a lot of chances. Sheffield were fully open, and rightly so. And he got a goal he deserved. Maybe should have gotten another goal as well. But Wilson looks great, and when there's Champions League, especially, it becomes difficult to not play Wilson when you have Champions League difficult fixtures, and if you're playing Isak in that. So in that sense, I think for at least a short term, Wilson does look like a great punt. Especially if you want to look at the team before the wild card, they have Burnley at home coming up. Looks like a great punt. Looked great in front of goal. He probably won't start the Champions League game. Morris 1.04 xg, but most of it came from the penalty. 0.25 non-pen xg, but still looks like a decent shout for the double game week. Nunez looked great in front of goal. So did Haaland. Isak came on and caught a 0.62 xg. These Nunez and Haaland are players who will get a lot of xg when they are playing, and of course Haaland did get his goal this match. And Julian Alvarez, who was the most popular transfer, I'll touch upon him a little bit. He had a couple of one shot inside the box and had expected goal involvement of 0.57, but unfortunately got substituted because of the red card, and they needed a different formation setup after that to just protect that 2 goals lead. So it was unlucky that Alvarez didn't score in this game, but going forward, I think Alvarez does look good. He will be getting more minutes as we go. And pretty much that Jackson also again 0.49 xg, and but he doesn't score goals, man. And now he's suspended. So Jackson is now he's a hard sell. He's pretty much a hard sell. And Jackson to Alvarez, Morris, Wilson all look good for the next week. Just touching up upon the shots in the box, Wilson had 4. Brown from Luton had 3, who started. Could be another punt if you were looking that way. Nunez had three shots in the box, 3 big chances. Haaland had 2 shots in the box, 2 big chances. So did Morris and Solanke. And yeah, that's about the stats from the forwards. Let's just move on to the midfield stats. Salah's top for XGI. He did again. He also had a penalty. So did Saka, and both of them their XGIs are skewed because of the penalty. But other than that, non-pen XG for Salah was 0.24, which is not too bad. But you expect more from him in a game in Anfield. But he's been returning for 12 games in a row, so he does look like a guy who's going to continue returning as well. And yeah, I mean, Salah eventually, when the fixtures turn, looks like a very, very serious asset when it comes to FPL. Saka, as I mentioned the injury question before, but just touching upon him, non-pen XG was 0.07, which is not great, but still he got the penalty and he got the return, so he probably overperformed his XG, non-pen XGI, and look good, got a haul, 13 points, I'll take it. Touching on Gordon was superb. Gordon was creating chances. Gordon was also getting a lot of chances. He got big chances and he did score and also gave an assist. And he looks really good. And but it was a Sheffield United game. But again, I think Gordon looks like the man who will start for Newcastle more often than not. But minutes are an issue at some point because he might be substituted early. But yeah, with Son also is great again, 0.86, and he doesn't need big chances to convert. Both his finishes were great. Mitoma came on, and Mitoma also had a couple of great chances and took them and scored. Pretty much that's it. That's it from the midfield. Bruno again and Bowen are also featuring here with around 0.5, 0.56 xg, and Rashford and Eze also had a decent xg this game, and probably unlucky to not XGI this game, and probably unlucky to not return. Let's move on to the midfielders. Yeah, so shots in the box, Salah leads it, and big chances. Johnson got 2 big chances, Son got two big chances, and Mitoma got 2 big chances. So that's it. That's with the stats. I think all these options do look great. They look like Salah, Son, Bruno have good fixtures turning, so they are pretty much holds, and you should probably be looking to bring them in as well. Um, Finally, coming to the defensive stats over here, just touching upon that, Trippier was obviously the pick of the week, 18 points, big haul, and credits to whoever went with Trippier. And when Trippier is there, the defenders also do get a chance. So Burn and Botman also got hauls, and pretty much everyone in from Newcastle hauled this game. So credits to people who had Newcastle assets. Tarkowski was great. Tarkowski also hauled this, got 1 goal, 1 assist, and he has 2 really appealing fixtures coming up. But doesn't look like a very big appealing option because it's Everton. They do concede a lot of goals, and I would say avoid going that way. Burn was great as well, and I'd like to touch upon one player now, which is Alfie Doughty, who plays for Luton, and he created 5 chances this game, and he has a double game week coming up. So he could be as a 4.4 defender at Luton. He could be an option there. And pretty much the other chances created, Robertson created 5 chances, 1 big chance created. Probably unlucky coming away without any return. And Trippier again 5 chances created, 2 big chances created. He looks great, and he looks great for the Burnley fixture as well. And again, if you're planning, if you have the funds for Trippier, and if you don't want to go the Salah route, then Trippier becomes almost a must in your team. So that's it with the defensive yeah, that's it with the defensive stats as well. So yeah, that brings us to the end of the video today, and hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit the like button if you like the content, and hit the subscribe button, and we will be coming with more content going forward. And please let us know in the comments how your game week went, and what you think, who do you think comes up as a great option for the next game week. And we will be coming up with videos following this to discuss more about who are the ones to look out for in game week 7, and what are the transfers to make, and what could possibly be wildcard drafts in the future as well. So for now, thank you. Goodbye.